Hello and welcome to more action in the National Basketball League of Australia. Well, this week saw Newcastle slip from first place to fourth in an incredible round. It also saw Brisbane move from second to third spot, mainly due to a brilliant performance by leaping Leroy Loggins, who scored 33 points as the Bullets fired on their home court at Chandler. We'll have more of that action just a little later on in the program. But the main interest in round 13 centred on the clash of the two tall poppies of the NBL, the battle between first and second place, Newcastle and Canberra. And it also gave us the chance to compare the two super coaches, the flamboyant and sometimes unpredictable Dave Ankeny of the Falcons, and the quiet and control style of the Cannons coach, Bob Turner. The Cannons enjoyed a 4-point lead at half-time, as we now go to the action of the second half, and our commentators are Lee Morn and Terry Charlton.
Second half gets underway and the Cannons with immediate ball, leading 46-42.
Interesting to see Stuart Begg in the jump ball situation. Scott Horrell starting the game, but obviously thinking Begg had the better jump.
Maybe a bit pressure too. He hasn't had the court time the other fellas had. Gee, there's a good shot from David Nelson.
Nelson straight back into the action. Had an excellent first half.
And noticeable to say that both coaches, Terry, told you that they'd like more ball to drop.
Yes, shooting percentage. We could look at the percentage now, actually, with Newcastle shooting 46%, Canberra 50%, and it was a lot lower than that throughout that half. Rebounds, Newcastle big advantage, 27-15. Turnovers, Newcastle 12-10. Assists, 11-8, Newcastle way, and steals 7 to Newcastle, 3 to Canberra. Top scorer for Newcastle was Horrell with 15 points, and for Canberra we had Dave Nelson with 15.
As Nelson knocks another one in.
Dave Nelson was shooting 78%, so had an excellent first half. Michael Johnson had 12 points and was shooting over 60%.
50-42, the Cannons lead, and Nelson, of course, has improved that percentage with 2 from 2 since coming back on from the break. Michael Johnson almost there, but that doesn't count. But that one will, from Stuart Begg.
Plenty of Newcastle hands around the ball. Interesting, Dave Ankeny at half-time say that he's not particularly worried about the pace of the game.
And Nelson knocks it in once more. 52-44. And also interesting to note that the Falcons did not bring Ian Davies back on to start the second half.
Yes, it is. Well, obviously a little bit out of touch, and we're going to stick with the players that are in touch, with Michael Johnson putting another one down.
Keeping within reach the Falcons, but they've trailed the Cannons most of the game.
Yes.
Davies yet to find the mark, as have been registered as taking 6 shots, and that is an unusual stat.
An unusual statistic as well is that Canberra didn't get any offensive rebounds in the second quarter. As we see Mark Dalton with a nice little turnaround jump shot in.
To make it 54-46, the margin's 8, and the Falcons have it really all to do. While the Cannons haven't got exact control of this match, they've led most of the way through, as I say. Mark Dalton, in fact, I think they've led all the time bar an equal Stevens at 17 each, if my memory serves me correct.
Stuart McWay looking for a fast break. He's got a little bit of space over there, Michael Johnson. That's his shot, takes the shot.
He is carrying the scoring. He and Scott Horrell, of course. Horrell, the leading scorer in the match so far. 54-48. McGeechan to Mark Dalton. And this is a slow-moving match, let's face it, Terry. As both the sides...
Yes, both playing control basketball at the moment. As we see Ian Rebellion look for the fast break. This is more like it. Can't put it away. Gets the rebound. Over to Johnson. That's a 3-point position.
Oh, yeah. Johnson never looked like missing.
19 points to Johnson. He looks sharp. 3 points the difference.
What we need Ian Davies to get a touch of that form, and boy, oh boy, they could rip the Cannons to pieces. That's yet to be seen. This is that long man, Campbell.
As Mark Dalton takes the drive down the baseline. He's covered by McWay. Back to Smythe.
Dave Nelson. Now to the man. That was a pretty ordinary pass, really, as McAway and McGeechan were fighting for position.
Yeah, McGeechan was thinking that Dalton was going to take the shot, I think, and turned away at the last minute. There's a foul there on McGeechan. That'll be shots. Rebellion in the act of shooting. And Rebellion scored 8 points in the first half. Sets the line.
Nice one. Been playing well, hasn't he, Rebellion?
He certainly has 6 assists also in that first half as he puts the 2 points down. There's a pressing defence by the Falcons. Smythe recovers. Nice long pass over to Andy Campbell. Bit of space.
Campbell, what can he do? Got the angle nicely.
It's on his second pearl basket.
Now's Ian Rebillard. Can he do? Finds Stuart Begg. Goes in there. Begg tries to direct the pass away to Horrell. McEachin rather disgusted with the referee telling him to go back. A step just rolled into Smythe. Nelson, good ball into Mark Dalton, falling away from the shot, won't find the basket. And Horrell gets McAway to a quick break.
You can't control it.
Passes coming astray, or going astray, bang.
Horrell gets the foul. McEachin will go to the line.
Looked like he was about to play two up there. Warmed his fingers up. I thought he was going to throw the coins, but he threw the basketball.
The basketball's a game of touch. And obviously you can't shoot with cold fingers, but that's his second shot.
He knocked them in nicely, didn't he? 57 to 53. Brilliant. Ian Davies.
Big guns back in, Davies and Bateman.
Mike Johnson slightly offline on that occasion. Fouled by Andy Campbell. Or was it Nelson?
I think Nelson might have got the foul.
Bill Smythe made an unusual reaction.
Smythe's got the foul, so that's his third personal foul. In disbelief. That could be an important foul as well, with Smythe being a key player.
The key player, one could suggest. Jimmy Bateman. Oh, look at Campbell.
Goaltending, the ball on its downward flight.
Campbell betting was 18 inches above the ring.
I think Bateman got the points there. Canberra looking for the fast break. Can't put it away.
Gone out of his control over the back line.
It's a good sequence of play there with the score all level.
She's livened up a bit now. Nelson from out there is a good shooter from range. Ian Davies needs to put his mark on this game and is quite capable of doing it. Could come alive at any time, Ian Davies. He certainly doesn't lack the confidence to keep shooting till the form turns up. Jimmy Bateman. Ian Rebillard. Oh, gee, that was projected. Davies still won't go in for him.
Nice rebound there by Andy Campbell. Canberra running the fast break. Nelson with a bit of space.
McEachin tries the loop shot. Goes in.
10 points to McEachin.
And the Cannons sneak in front of the Falcons again. 59 to 57. In fact, at 57 apiece moments ago, it was the first time it had been deadlocked since 2-all, would you believe?
Basketball has got it all.
Mark Dalton
Yes,
found the angle.
nice turnaround shot there. Mark Dalton shooting very well, actually. 14 points, very high percentage.
61 to 59. He's a brother that plays with Geelong, is it?
Yes, Brad Dalton, both Brad and Mark in the Australian squad at the moment.
The Dalton brothers. When I went to the pictures when I was a kid, they were Cowboys. The
Yes,
Dalton brothers.
Karen Dalton, the sister, is in the Australian women's team, so it's a great family.
They're now basketballers,
effort.
not Cowboys, eh? This is Davies. It will not go in for him tonight. And you don't have to be far off to not knock them in from that range. 61 to 59. McEachin. The Snake. I wonder how he got the nickname. This is Dalton.
Oh, there's plenty of space on the
Nelson.
baseline. Can't put it away.
What goes on here?
Andy
Ball.
Campbell. Andy Campbell gets the tap.
63 to 59, and the Falcons really, I think, have got to up for the pace. Davies, for once in his life, pulled out of a long shot. But he's going to try it again now, I think, any moment. Looks for Horrell. Knocked away into the hands of Nelson, and now the general Phil Smythe.
Ball rejected there by Campbell.
Now to Mark Dalton. Campbell turns. Oh! Geez, a lot closer to the basket than most, isn't he?
Campbell had a good third quarter. That's his third field basket, and he's knocked the ball away a couple of times on the defensive end. It's a valuable contribution. Johnson looking for the drive. With a bit of space, can't put it away.
Jimmy Bateman.
Campbell gets the foul.
Jim Bateman takes the Falcons to 60.
It's short. Horrell gets the rebound. No, nice rebound.
He got the 2 points for a 65 to 62. Just 3 in it. McGeechan across to Mark Tilton.
Pressing defence, zone press by the Falcons, trying to make it difficult for Canberra to bring the ball up. Once they get up, they just go back into their normal defensive alignment as Phil Smythe puts a 3-pointer in. It's his first field basket of the match.
Now is Rebellion. Across to Ian Davies. Tries the shot. It still will not go in for Davies.
Shooting percentage 46% to Newcastle, 51 to Canberra. We see Nelson get a nice rebound and convert the rebound.
And they skip away to an 8-point lead to the Cannons.
23 points there to Nelson.
The Falcons once more drop slightly off the pace of the game. Ian Davies round the corner to Jimmy Bateman.
Mark Dalton gets the holding foul. Bateman will go to the line.
Bob Turner out of the seat.
Bateman a little bit lucky to step to the line on this occasion. Very nearly a charge.
Annoyed with himself, Jim Bateman, realising that every point right now is vital to maintaining the lead in the National Basketball League of Australia. A position they've enjoyed for a number of weeks now, the Falcons.
Could also be mentioned, Lee, that Newcastle's run home at the business end of the season is very tough. They've got only one game against Illawarra, which is the bottom group of teams, and they play the rest of the games against the top 6, so it's going to be tough.
72 to 62 now. The gap extends. What's needed right now is a finding of range by all players. Horrell and Johnson have done that. Look at this. You see what I mean?
The 3-pointer, it's 22 points to Johnson.
If Davies can only jam into that sort of form, which can turn up in a twinkling, this match could swing back to the Falcons. But at the moment, there's not enough people finding the target.
Newcastle bring the ball up a little bit more quickly, gets it to Bateman, makes the drive.
Michael Johnson here.
Yes.
Gee, look at Dalton. Dalton's nearly left by the far door. Has he got a nudge?
Scott Horrell gave him the nudge. Levin gets the points. Michael Johnson in picture. 24 points to Mike Johnson.
So McGeechan brings it up once more.
Interesting looking at the 3-point statistics with Newcastle shot 3 from 16 compared to Canberra's 4 from 6.
Certainly some difference there. The willingness to shoot by the Newcastle players is noteworthy. And so too's their low percentage, I suppose. Rebellion, good pass. Bateman. Scott Horrell.
Can't make it off the glass. That's his bread and butter there. Nevertheless, he shot well. He's 19 points so far and hasn't done much wrong.
Philip Smythe, good pass to Campbell. Campbell will try the shot. Oh, yes.
That's 10 points to Campbell.
Certainly done nicely tonight, the big fella. 74 to 67.
Particularly good third quarter for him with 4 field baskets.
Davies. Yes!
That's his first 3-pointer.
Davies is on the score sheet.
Be interesting to see what his statistics are.
74 to 70. McGeechan. Long pass to Nelson. Likes it from out here, David Nelson.
Newcastle moving the ball up a little bit more quickly. Rebellion decides to take the drive. Bateman gets the shots and also the foul, so he'll go to the line. Good sequence there for the Falcons.
Here it is again.
Here's the replay. Rebellion seemed to go a little bit far here and nearly charging, although Phil Smythe wasn't directly in front of him. Bateman getting the scrappy ball, 2 points and foul in the act of shooting.
There's the bench, assistant coach Leon Burwell. David Ankeny looking concerned, and no wonder.
Oh, can't put it away.
The margin's now 2 and the Falcons are right back charging again at the Cannons.
Anybody's game at this stage.
50 seconds in the third quarter remain.
Remembering back to last year's encounter when Newcastle won in double extra time. So very evenly matched.
Dave Nelson back to the general Phil Smythe. 36 seconds remaining in it. Morrissey, no, it was Kennedy at least.
Bad pass there by Mark Dalton. Gave Campbell no chance. Too hard.
And now the Falcons could knock in a three-pointer with 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter and lead at the break. Let's see what happens.
Ravilla just playing the clock down. Davies trying to get Brad a lead. The Bateman. Ian Davies gets the holding foul. That's costly. 14 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
74 to 72, and the Cannons now have the opportunity of extending their lead.
Interesting to see that Andy Campbell was taken out for these few seconds. Jamie Kinney goes for the three-quarter, can't convert.
There goes three-quarter time, and the gap is 2. 74 to 72, and the Cannons still lead but just. The Cannons as the last quarter of the match gets underway. Just 2 points in it at this point in time. Morrissey with the ball. Gave it away there to Dave Nelson, the range shooter.
Oh, yes.
Found it again.
That's the way to start a half. Nelson picking up where he left off. 25 points for Nelson.
He did that exactly when the third quarter started. Got 3 quick baskets on the board.
And he's done it so often for them in the last minute of the game as well.
Ian Davies. It will not fall for Davies.
Disputed line call there.
Jim Bateman was absolutely certain it was a green ball. And I must admit I agree with him from this distance, but the referee didn't, and he's the bloke making the rules for the decisions.
Yes, Mark Dalton moves inside. That's the foul. I think Ravilla will get it. Go to the line. 2 shots. Mark Dalton had an excellent game tonight. 17 points.
Yeah. He's right on target, and the lead extends to 6 points for the Cannons in front, of course.
Not only has he got 18 points, Mark Dalton, but he's got 10 rebounds, which is exceptional.
Turns to Ravilla, got the angle, sweet. We're in the Queen's English, sweetly. 78 to 74.
Shooting percentage, 45% to Newcastle, 55% to Canberra. Rebounds, 40 Newcastle, 25 to Canberra. And turnovers, 15 to 10, Newcastle's favour.
The 6 points could be extended here, but it's not, as Horrell comes up with possession and gave it away to Ian Ravilla. Now to Ian Davies. What can he do?
Takes the drive. Morrissey gets the foul. Side ball.
Ravilla looking for a man in clear space. Found Scott Horrell. Got it back, but no one's moving once more. Bateman.
Here's Canberra. Got the pass break. They go all the way.
Certainly did. That was a situation where Newcastle almost did it a couple of times, and Canberra came up with points to extend the lead to 8 points. Ian Davies, nothing to shoot at. Oh, eventually, striking. It looked like coming out again.
Second basket for the match. 2 3-pointers.
82 to 77, and that's why the best way of narrowing the gap. It's far quicker, isn't it? 3 at a time, and they certainly mount up. Nelson. Davies stood there. Nelson tried the shot. Into the hands of Dalton. Now to Morrissey.
Morrissey not prepared to take the shot.
Got it back to Dave Nelson.
Davies. Side ball. Falcons a little fortunate in that call. Looked like he was in the act of shooting.
This is Phil Smythe, captain of the side, captain of the national side, in fact. And it goes to Dalton, one of his teammates for the Boomers. Morrissey. And hard down onto the ground. Dalton's chasing that one all right. Prepared to go down on the boards to get possession. Ian Davies. Morrissey. Can't quite get away from
Yes,
Mike Johnson.
Bateman,
Good
nice
ball.
lead there. Dalton on the wrong side. Took the baseline drive.
The margin's only 3 once more. The Falcons keep giving them start and then pegging them back.
Anyone's game.
With not hitting the lead, though, they really need to keep one of these charges going and put the pressure on the Navy Blues. This is Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie Kennedy looking for the three-pointer. Didn't appear to be a percentage shot there. Dalton gets the foul. You see Horrell going hard for the ball. Dalton standing over the top of him, actually pushing into him. That's illegal.
It's now as Davies. What can he do? Scott Horrell. More at home under the boards, and he goes in there as Bateman tries it.
Good move there by Bateman. Just couldn't convert that basket.
Philip Smythe. Across to Kennedy. Across now to Tim Morrissey. Not the world's best shooter, Morrissey, Terry.
No, that's one of the things that he's got to really work on in his game. He's got all the other athletic skills. He tends to lose his confidence a lot, as we saw then. He was a little bit hesitant about taking his shot when the ball was knocked away.
Rebilliard now. Popped it over the top to Jimmy Bateman. Look at them arrive.
Oh, that's Morrissey. You see his value there? He came from the other side of the keyway, rejected that ball so easily.
He's got springs in his feet, Morrissey, 82-79. Cannons lead. Phil Smythe trying to set up play. They've got to maintain their lead, of course. 7.5 minutes in the match.
Yes.
Oh.
Dalton in fine touch. That's 20 points.
84-79. Cannons lead on the last 2 premierships, and of course right in the hunt for this one.
Yeah, good defence there by Morrissey, pushing Davies away from the basket.
Good ball there to Ian Rebilliard. He's got no peace. Davies will try the shot, will not go in.
Yes, Smythe will get the foul there, coming in behind Bateman.
And he goes to 4 fouls.
4 fouls.
So he's in a bit of bother now, Phil Smythe.
We see Davies take the shot. There's the rebound with Bateman in good position to score, and possibly a good foul there by Phil Smythe.
Scott Horrell, good heavens, they're giving him some work.
He gets the charging foul, Horrell. Good defensive effort there.
84-79 and Canberra lead.
4 personal fouls on Horrell.
So he's also on the precipice of not finishing the match. With this man, Phil Smythe.
Phil Smythe had a very quiet scoring game. He's only scored 3 points for the game. Holding call on Bateman. Beecher doesn't miss too many of those. 11 points for the game.
They're in the easy class from the beach and these. Look at that. 86-79 and Canberra sneak away now to a 7-point margin once more. It's up to the Falcons to maintain the pressure when they charge back. As I said previously, no point in catching them and easing off. Must get the momentum going and kept going.
Good defensive effort there by Canberra. No outlet passes there. Davies decides to take the 3. Rebilliard gets the rebound.
Rebilliard, the in ball there to Davies once more. Scotty Horrell. Now back, turns
Nelson.
to Horrell.
Yeah, Nelson gets the foul. That's 2 points. The active shooting, he'll go to the line for a 3-pointer. That's what they need.
Horrell. Oh, in and out. As Jamie Kennedy comes away to Herb McGeechan. Now to Dalton, has been in impeccable touch all night.
McGeechan can't put the rebound away. Good position.
Ian Davies now. Needs to start knocking them in. Mike Johnson. Back to Ian Davies. Tries the shot once more. Jim Bateman will pick up possession. Sliding out of play. Mark Dalton. Margins 5 as Rebellion gets the ball back into the game. Michael Johnson. Had an excellent game. Scott Horrell. So's he. Oh, gee, there's a couple of them down there now. McGuichin fell rather heavily, actually. Over the top of Phil Smythe and hurt the wrist. Hey, man, that hurts. Now to Smythe once more. Back to Mark Dalton. The in pass to Andy Campbell. Goes one way, goes the other way. Missed on that occasion. McGuichin doesn't, though.
That was a crucial rebound there for McGuichin.
And the margin's still 5 as the Cannons 88 lead the Falcons 83. Mike Johnson can change that. On this occasion, will it ever come down? It did to Phil Smythe.
Canberra controlling the tempo of the game, as they have done, I feel, right throughout the match. Played at their pace.
Dave Nelson, knocked away by Ian Davies, went very firmly at that ball. Straight round, oh, look at that stuff. Oh, that's good basketball. Yes! Good heaven's sake, and the Falcons turn on the magic momentarily, and that's the pace they've got to keep up.
Here's the action here with Davies behind the back pass. Rebellion taking the drive, looked in a bit of trouble by the defence. Puts it in nicely.
Ian Rebellion looks disgusted with all that. He's been fouled.
He's going to foul down the other end, and Smythe will go to the line.
So Rebellion, where's he? He's on 3 fouls, as is Davies. Horrell on 4, Bateman 3, and Begg 3.
Four points for Phil Smythe.
Jimmy Bateman goes high for the rebound.
Shooting percentage with Newcastle 43%, Canberra 49, as we see Andy Campbell reject the ball. Johnson can't put it away. Good rebounding action there. Smythe comes up with it. Oh,
there's a long ball.
Foul's called on Davies. Very nearly a travel, I thought, but referee Clifford calls the foul. We can watch the action here. The long ball by Smythe. There's no, it was definitely a foul. Good call by the referee. I thought he travelled before he took the shot.
Davies goes to 4 fouls now. And Canberra taking all their opportunities to lead by 6 points once more. 91-80.
Nelson 27 points, and he's really a great player in tight situations.
Ian Davies tries the shot.
Never looked like it.
Certainly didn't, and he's been off range all night. Dave Nelson, yes.
On Rebellion, no use arguing. You've got to get on with the game. Time's valuable.
Certainly is. Rebellion tries the shot. Won't go in. Into the hands of Scott Horrell.
Oh, that's the foul.
Rash, Campbell fouled him.
Mark Dalton actually fouled him, but Campbell got the call. You see the action here with Rebellion taking the shot. There's the rebound. Actually, Horrell was pretty lucky not to get the foul for pushing Campbell out of the way.
Scott Horrell knocks it in. It's a long way from over this match, although the time is starting to run out. Coach Bob Turner there.
24 points to Horrell.
Stay up!
Coach Anthony calls them to stay up, play some defensive pressure. 7 behind. They've got to take the game to Canberra. They just can't let Canberra control the game.
Jamie Kennedy and Smythe transferring the ball between one another, knowing exactly what the other fella's going to do.
Smythe, a master at this type of play, reading the game.
He's going to slow things down once more times to his advantage, of course. And Andy Campbell completely lost that control of that ball. So did Rebellion, almost to Pele. Won't go in.
No control.
Ball's loose on the ground. Now Dalton coming away with it. Mark Dalton.
3 minutes remaining.
7 points in it. Canberra leading.
And I'll just let this clock tick down, remembering that they've got 30 seconds in which to shoot for basket.
Dave Nelson back away to Mark Dalton. Gee, there have been big players in this match tonight. Jamie Kennedy.
Oh,
yes.
He's had a good game, Kennedy. That's 15 points. He hasn't played for long periods, mostly in the second quarter where he piled on 10 points.
Certainly looking like winners now, the Canberra Cannons.
Bateman gets the drive, 14 points. Coach Ankeny calling for some defensive pressure. Watch Smythe handle this.
Timeout light on the Falcons bench. Ankeny wants another talk to them. Nelson doesn't go in. Taken over by Dalton.
Horrell gets the fifth foul.
And he's gone from the match, Scott Horrell. The red light goes against his name, doesn't it? And Scott Horrell will go out of the game. Yes, that's what's happened. There's the light on screen. And I tell you what, that's a major loss right now.
Basketball has got it all.
Man to man, we got a double team and move right up. We've got to go for it. 2 minutes to go. All right, so we've got to go. Offensively, we can't hold the ball too long. Go look for our shots, all right? So it's man to man. We've got to go for the ball now, all right?
Big job for Newcastle from this point. Very difficult to see them getting back into the game. Bolton puts his first one away. It's 21 points.
And that extends the lead to 9. This can make it double figures, but it doesn't. And the Falcons have got to really turn it on now. You may as well be beaten by anything. It's a win or a loss. Davies tries the shot.
Gets the
Goes
rebound.
in there. Oh, yes, Ian Davies.
Showed great action there to get out for that ball.
That was positive basketball there.
7 points. Canberra's just got to play out the 30 seconds each possession.
Look at Smythe. As you say, he's a master of these tight shots.
Yes.
Oh, Nelson.
Nelson does it so regularly.
Stuart McAway goes in. So it's 92 to 99. The Falcons have 7 to catch up. 1:36 remains in the match. They'll need a couple of three-pointers once they get the ball back.
Jamie Kennedy with the ball now has shot 15 points at 75%. Only missed 2 shots from outside the three-point line.
Bill Smythe's going to use up all the time he can, of course. Master tactician of the game. Look at this. Just getting the ball back, making a few darting runs, turns it away to Kennedy. Hinge range. Oh, doesn't go in. And the Falcons have their opportunity of charging back into it now. Mike Johnson setting himself up for a three-point play. Oh, yeah. Johnson was waiting outside the yellow line, trying to get a shot, but, Rebilliard, bang.
Foul. Foul on Rebilliard, that's his fourth.
Rebilliard throws himself into the game.
Smythe, one of the best free throw shooters in the game. As I say that, he misses. But,
Will you put the hex on him? Ian Rebilliard, certainly not...
There's McAway, nice rebound under there. There's the foul called. 42 shots here for Stuart McAway. He can put these 2 in, it brings them within 3. He's got to get a steal. Not beyond the realm of possibility. Interesting to note that Newcastle's actually had 90 shots compared to Canberra's 78 in the game.
Certainly haven't hit the target though, Terry. Nowhere near a good percentage from them tonight.
Here's the pressing defence.
Dalton back to Smythe. 42 seconds remains in it. The Falcons need that ball. Look at Smythe, just running them around in circles.
I'll just play what they call 4 corners. Put a player in each corner.
Now Duffelmeyer, way to Dalton. Not interested in shooting at the board. Now it goes back to Duffelmeyer once more. 23 seconds remains in it. Duffelmeyer tries the shot. Falcons have got the ball.
17 seconds, they need a three-pointer.
They need a three-pointer. And they lost possession of the ball. Oh, yes. Corner. What a brilliant brilliant piece of work. And yet they've missed again. The Falcons are in it by, no they're not, full time. The Canberra Cannons beat the Falcons 99-96. And it was a matter of not enough went home tonight. The shots were there, but the range and accuracy wasn't. And the Cannons go to the lead in the National Basketball League.
Well, they certainly do, Lee, and in fact the home team Newcastle, with that 3-point loss, dropped from first place to fourth, indicating just how close the league is in 1985. Well, after this break, we see the Bullets mow down the Perth Wildcats as they turn on the power at Chandler.
Basketball has got it all.
In 1984, and their pride was even more dented with the first-up loss to Perth in the opening match of the 1985 season. So it was predictable that the Bullets were out for revenge when the two teams met in Brisbane at the weekend. Again, it was a packed house at Chandler. Bill Lynch and Mark Bragg were there as the high-flying Leroy Loggins turned it on for the home fans.
Matthews takes it into the paint, almost losing it, but finishes up scoring. And Fitzsimmons finds Caldwell all alone on the other side. That's the second time they've run that play. First time to Clausen, second time to Caldwell, without the same result. Loggins. And Leroy Loggins has found the hole. Missed on his first three shots. Back out to Loggins. And no range on that one as Matthews couldn't control the tip. And Mike Ellis brings it away. Sends it inside to his brother Glenn. Finally to Clausen. Fine pass from Glenn Ellis. Leroy makes one of two from the line, but they'll get another opportunity as Matthews grabs the rebound. Bill Ward in the game. He's taken out Ronnie Radlev. 3-point shot from Leroy Loggins. 19-14, the Bullets in front. Loggins 3-point try again, and it's good. 22 points to 14. Sandy Caldwell feeding it off there to Adam Brennan, getting his first shot off and canning it. Pretty good way to start the game. We've got 8 seconds left. Radlev fires off the three-pointer, and it's good. So the clock winds down to the end of the first quarter, and that's the end of the quarter. Brennan being looked after by Audie Matthews. There's a size differential as Cal Bruton makes the steal. Gets the Brisbane offense into gear fairly quickly. Matthews takes the outside shot, makes it. 35-22.
Perth are having real problems containing Brisbane. They just can't match up with the talent that Brisbane has out there at the moment.
Three-pointer from Calvin Bruton. Pretty hard to match that. But Matthews getting the ball on the other side, can't make the shot. Clausen sends the breakaway only as far as Cal Bruton. Bruton had too much speed there for Michael Ellis. And Cal Bruton can't make the shot. Larry Sangstock can't handle a rebound, but it does for Audie Matthews. Cal Bruton inside, dishing it outside to Ronnie Radlev, and that's two. Radlev brings it back for Brisbane. Handing it off there to Larry Sangstock. And great understanding there. Tries to dribble out of trouble and does it pretty well, except that he only succeeds in spinning the ball out to Cal Bruton. Loggins inside to Larry Sangstock. And Perth can't afford mistakes like that. And it's two team fouls. The Perth one to Brisbane as Radlev brings it away for the Bullets. Everyone stood off, so Ronnie Radlev said, why not? Put the ball in the hole. Clausen to Fitzsimmons. Clausen this time on the turnaround pass into Watkins. The big two-handed slam from the 7'1" player underneath. Fitzsimmons away. He's got Michael Ellis on the right. That's him. And rejected by Leroy Loggins. The Perth block. Oh, Leroy. Oh, dear. Have that again. The pass went off from Leroy Loggins, came off the Perth hand, flipped up and into the basket, and 2 points of credit to the captain of the Bullets. And looked at tired-looking Dan Clausen that said, you know, I'm going to this much effort to bring the ball up, I'm going to take this shot. Oh, Leroy Loggins takes it straight down to the paint and shoves it down the chute. Clausen's rebound. And Leroy Loggins cutting it out. Didn't meet Loggins on that one either, so they're really giving him the outside shot way too easily. Perth immediately take back to the hoop and lose it. 3-on-1. Oh, and they're really starting to perform as Cal Bruton goes into showtime, handing it off there to Leroy Loggins. Loggins, 2-point try. He was just inside the line. and grabbed there by Adam Brennan. Stolen by McGraw. Ward inside to Sengstock, and Larry Sengstock scores 2, and it's 98-65. So Perth to Dunsmore, quickly losing it to Bruton. Loggins all the way to the other end, can't make the layup, follow-up shot, can't make the tip on that, and 3 opportunities, he must score. As the cheer girls and Chandler go wild, 10 seconds to go. Craig Fitzsimmons with a 3-pointer, and tried to tip in with Watkins. Dunsmore tries to grab it, but Bruton brings it back to the Bullets with a long bomb. Oh, off the window for 2 to end the ball game. 3-pointer, of course, from Carl Bruton, and it's 135-85 with the Brisbane Bullets running out with a big 50-point win over the Perth Wildcats.
So Loggins with 33 points and Ron Radcliffe with 28 contributed tremendously as the Bullets scored a resounding 50-point win to move into second place on the NBL table. And after this break, we get the thoughts of the winning coach, Brian Curl. Quite obvious that the Brisbane outfit is awesome, and if that form continues, they'll take a lot of stopping as they search for that elusive NBL title. Well, after the Perth match, it was Phil Lidge who spoke with the Bullets coach, Brian Curl.
How does winning by 50 affect you going into a game like Geelong next week?
Oh, it's not going to worry us that much. The good thing about tonight's game is Radcliffe hasn't been shooting well, and tonight he had a lot better shooting night, and Cal got his shooting touch back as well, and so did Senstock. I got McGraw in there, and he started to show a little bit of form, which he's been lacking the last couple of weeks. So really, I guess you could look at it as a good game to warm up for the Geelong one. We're expecting a big game against Geelong. It'll be a tough game, so I think it's a good game to prepare us for it.
Okay, best of luck next week.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks a lot.
Brisbane coach Brian Curl, and after 13 weeks of the NBL, the championship table looks like this. Canberra have shot to the lead with 17 wins and 5 losses, and only percentages separate Brisbane, Adelaide and Newcastle. Geelong, Brisbane's opponents next weekend, hold down 5th spot, and Nunawading, despite their loss to Canberra, stay in the 6th. Coburg, with a 14-8 record, are still well in contention, and their important clash with Newcastle next weekend will be one of our matches we'll cover on the program next week. Our cameras will also be in Adelaide for the battle between the third-place 36ers and Illawarra, who will make their first appearance on television this year. Well, until then, we leave you with the highlights of the match in Newcastle, where the 2-time champions Canberra clawed their way back to the top of the NBL table.
Bit of room, loves it in that range. Oh, knocked it in nicely. Good start for Michael Johnson. Ubergeechan, the snake they call him at the Palace in Canberra.
There's Dave Nelson showing his worth.
Got the long hop there to McGeechan. Oh, gee, Hurrell, at least Revilliard went through looking for the intercept there.
Will get the foul. Dalton will get the 2 points.
Mike Johnson found Campbell there, and that's what I say about him being the obstruction. You turn around and you think someone's built a wall there. Gee, that was a good shot.
That's a 2-pointer.
They're trying the fast break once more.
Michael Johnson in a bit of space on the baseline.
Mike Johnson!
Takes his shot, yes. Looks in good touch to me, Michael Johnson tonight.
Big opening. Dave Nelson tries the shot under great pressure and sinks it. Philip Smythe now. Long one-handed ball there to Jamie Kennedy. Stepped aside from Mike Johnson and knocked it in. It never looked like this. Then Revilliard's going to warm a few up by bolting down the boards at speed. Oh, good pass like a rugby league halfback. Now it's to Hurrell. Way to Michael Johnson. Found it.
Newcastle offense really bogged down at the moment. They're not moving.
Oh, yeah.
McWay says, right, I'll take the 3-pointer.
Ubergeechan takes a big breath. Gives it away to Kennedy. Oh,
yes, 3-pointer. He's shooting well. It's 10 points. Stuart McWay looking for a fast break. He's got a little bit of space over there, Michael Johnson. That's his shot. Takes the shot. This is more like it. Can't put it away. Gets the rebound. Over to Johnson. That's a 3-point position.
Oh, yeah. Johnson never looked like missing. Dave Nelson. Knocked away by Ian Davies. Went very firmly at that ball. Straight round. Oh, look at that stuff. Oh, that's good basketball. Yes! Good heaven's sake, and the Falcons turn on the magic momentarily.
Stay with 10 now to keep it in the family, to be followed by The Evil Touch. Don't forget tomorrow night at 8:35, it's Leslie Ann Warren in Portrait of a Stripper.
The NBL Australian Basketball was brought to you by Cannon, the touch of perfection, and the Adelaide West End 36ers. your team. What happened?